Hello everybody, welcome back to another exciting session with me. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to teach writing to nursery kids at home. In my previous video, I already showed you what to teach nursery kids at home. Nursery kids, they are the ones who are going to learn to write for the first time ever in their life. So we should not directly introduce notebooks to them. Like we generally use the square rule and 4 rule notebooks, right, for preschoolers. So when you start teaching to nursery students, first we have to use plain white papers or a notebook, white notebook. They should be able to write capital letters A to Z, and with respect to numbers they should be able to write numbers 1 to 20. I suggest you to take a white notebook because papers you may miss it here and there. Start with strokes always. We have 10 strokes, so a child should learn those 10 strokes first. Follow this pattern. This is a standing line. Standing line. So just make grids like this for the child in the white notebook. So this is how you have to make grids for them. Let the child trace standing line, standing line, standing line. You have to say and trace. Standing line, standing line. Now give dots to the child in each and every single box like this, just to make them understand where they have to start writing from. If you don't give box, the child will not understand in between so many boxes where he has to start, and also this dot will help him understand where the child should point his crayon and start writing. Okay, now the child will write standing line, standing line. So let the child finish the exercise totally. After this is over, in the same pattern in the next page of your white notebook, let's write another pattern, which is the sleeping line pattern. Sleeping line. I want you to give only one dot, because if you give 2 dots again it will be too much confusing for them. This one dot we are giving just to make them understand where the writing has to start. Sleeping line. First let the child trace it as many times as possible, then let them learn to write. Okay, sleeping line. Sleeping line, sleeping line. Then the child will write the sleeping line. Sleeping line, sleeping line, sleeping line. So let the child finish the whole exercise like this. Standing line pattern and also the sleeping line pattern. In the same way, you have to teach the child all 10 patterns in the same pro forma. So you have to teach them the standing line, sleeping line, slanting line, slanting line, and a crooked line. These are the 5 line strokes that you should teach your child first. Then you have to teach them left curve, right curve, down curve, up curve, and a circle. These are the 10 strokes that you have to teach your child first before you start teaching them alphabet in this pattern or in a white notebook. Okay, once this is done, then we have to introduce alphabet to kids. Just make a big A over here, and then draw A for apple, A for apple, and you also write like this, and same boxes at the bottom, just like this. Okay, so first now let the child trace capital A. Let the child trace capital A for a couple of times. You have to start from here. Standing line, slanting line, slanting line, sleeping line. A. It is very important that you should make sure the child is saying it aloud and writing. Okay. A. You always have to prompt them, say and write, say and write, say and write. A. A. Let the child trace it for a couple of times. You have to give dots for them. As I told to you, I want you to give only one single dot, just to make them understand where to start. You should not give 3 dots or whatever. Okay, you just have to give only one dot for them to understand where they have to start writing from. So the child will start writing like this. A. Just in case if your child is not able to write here in this plain boxes by their own, parents can just give this tracing lines. So maybe 1-2 lines the child can trace it till the time they understand. So they will trace it along these dots. Just in case if your child is not able to do by their own, this is what you can do for meantime. Okay, you just have to give dotted lines like this. So this is how you have to create a worksheet in their white notebook. The same pattern you have to follow for all the alphabet A to Z. Now, where to give revision? Each and every letter has to be given for 2 days. Say and write. Make the child understand how you are forming the alphabet B. Standing line, right curve, right curve. B. B for ball. So let's draw a ball here. B for ball. B for ball. This will increase the writing skills of your child tremendously. Just in a month's time, your child will learn to write everything. But the only one most important thing that you have to remember is you should make it a practice each and every single day. When you practice writing every day, then only your child will learn to write. Otherwise, they'll not learn. Once in a while, if you are making them to write, then they will definitely not learn how to write. But writing, they will learn only if you give 1 page practice each and every single day without fail. Give them only one single dot. And just in case if your child doesn't know, then give them tracing lines like this, so that it will be easy for the child to trace along in the first line. Okay, first line they will trace it using these tracing dots. Then they may write it on their own. Say and write. B. Let the child finish the whole page. Alright? And when you give them the same page practice for the second time, you don't need to draw this. So you can directly give them, start from the beginning itself, you can directly give them grid. First, I want you to give this exercise to the child. Let the child trace B here for a couple of times. Then let the child write it over here, and in the next page, the same day in the evening, make a pro forma like this with the grids. Give only one single dot. Just in case if the child is finding it very difficult to write, parents also can hold their hand for a while till the time the child has a pencil grip. Okay, don't make it a habit forever, but just in case if they require for a while, you can hold their hand if the kids are very young. Otherwise, the kids of about age 3 and above should be doing it by their own. 2.5 to 3-year-old parents can at least try and hold the hand, but otherwise the child should be able to do. So the age group for nursery kids is 2.5-year-old to 3.5-year. Can you see this one? This is how you have to make worksheet for the child for all the alphabet. After you finish A and B like this, we'll make the child write A, B together. Okay?
A and B. Now again. A, B, B.
Now let the child trace A and B once again.
A, B, B.
Once your child is able to write in boxes without dots, then you can ignore, but till that time you have to give dots. Okay? Let the child finish the whole exercise A and B together once. Okay? Now after this is over, let's introduce letter C in the same way we did it for the A and B. Then D also the same. C and D together once. The child will finish the exercise like this. A and B, C and D. Now once after these 4 letters are over, you have to give A, B, C, D all together for them to practice for 2 days. And let the child practice these 4 letters.
A, B, C, D.
Now if the child is not able to write, then you can give them dotted lines like this. So the child will try and trace over for couple of days.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
So here are the 8 alphabet which makes the first set of letters. Set 1. First you have to teach ABCD like the way I showed it to you. Then teach E, F, G, H same way. E 2 days, F 2 days, G 2 days, H 2 days. Then E and F together, G and H together, then E to H together. After that A to H 2 days. So once you are done with this 8 alphabet A to H perfectly, then only I want you to move to the next letter.
I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
This makes the set 2. Okay, these 8 alphabet you have to teach in the way I showed it to you. After you make sure that they have learnt I to P perfectly and also A to B perfectly, then only we are going to move forward. Okay, then you have to teach the 10.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
So this is a set 3 which has 10 letters altogether. So make sure you teach them Q to Z perfectly, then A to Z perfectly. So this is how you have to divide capital letters in sets and teach them like the way I did from A to H, same I to P, then Q to Z. This way nursery kids will learn to write capital letters so quickly. And we don't have small letters for nursery students, we have small letters for PP1 students. Now let me show you how to teach numbers to nursery students, okay? You have to teach them alphabet A to H. And once this 8 alphabet is over, then only I want you to start numbers. Till then teach A to H only, okay? If you teach both simultaneously, the child will get confused between numbers and alphabet. So once A to H is over, the child will slowly understand this is something which is related to English, okay? Then after H is over, let the child practice A to H for maybe 1 week time. During that time, introduce mathematics. So the same way we are going to make worksheet for them for number 1 as well. 1 is just a standing line and you have to draw one flower maybe and write down O-N-E 1, and like the way we did it for alphabet, the same way you have to draw grid lines for kids, and you just have to give one dot for them to make them understand where to start. One flower, one flower. Now let the child start writing number 1 here easily. Since the child has learnt to write alphabet A to H, now that he is quite aware of writing, so it will be very easy for them to write down. Okay, now you have to introduce number 2. Right curve, sleeping line. 2 stars. This is the worksheet for 2. 2 stars. Right curve, sleeping line. 2. Let the child trace 2 here for a couple of times. Then let him write down 2. Give dotted lines for them till the time they get adjusted in writing. Okay. After you teach 5 numbers, let's introduce small activities for kids in maths. Count and match. So you can create small worksheets like this. Count and match. 1. Child will match to 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is number 4? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let the child match it like this. So the same has to be followed for numbers from 6 to 10 as well. You have to first teach them how to write 6 to 10 in this way. After that is over, 1 to 10 all together. So when you make them write 1 to 10, don't make them write like this, like alphabet. You have to write down like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Make the child write the same here in a row. You can give this for them because they'll look here and write it over here. 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 0, 10.
After 1 to 10 is over, you have to teach them
1, 1, 11,
So in nursery, the child should be able to write capital alphabet A to Z and numbers from 1 to 20, and that's it. I hope now you understood how to start teaching writing to nursery students. So if you have really liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this for preschoolers. See you again in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.